All right.
Welcome to Love You Bro podcast. I'd like to welcome you guys in today. Got a special guest, special co-host tonight, man. Good friend of mine. Everybody in town's been asking Jamie and I, when are you guys bringing on Tom Bukaty, the Wolf of Waldo? And I just want to welcome Buck to the show tonight. Buck, welcome to Love You Bro podcast.
Well, thank you, Jude, for having me. I'll tell you what, I appreciate it. I wish your brother could be in attendance tonight, but that was a chicken dick excuse by JB tonight, but hopefully we'll get him next time.
Yeah,
so
we'll get
him back in rhythm during football season.
Yeah,
so
we'll get him back on.
That's all right.
But listen,
no place I'd rather be than down here. Love you, bro. Here, beautiful downtown Kansas City.
I love it. Love it. So, guys, we're shooting down here at one of our favorite spots, our spot here at Lula Southern Cookhouse. We want to thank Bradley and Brittany Gilmore for being such a great sponsor. We'll talk more about our sponsors later, but please follow us on all social media. Follow us on Instagram, X, TikTok, and Facebook. Please go and subscribe. As we build our subscribers, it's better for us. But we're super excited. We got some great sponsors that we'll talk about a little bit later. One of our sponsors for tonight is Bobby Baker's Lounge, Becky Faduke over there. So thank you to Becky.
The best bar in Waldo. That's my neighborhood, the beautiful neighborhood of Waldo. And thank you, Becky, for all the dealing with me for the last 25 years. I'll tell you. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
And O'Neill's too. One of my best friends, Brian Shorgle, is fantastic restaurant at 95th and Mission.
Yeah.
One of the best menus in town.
For sure.
So please go over there and enjoy greatness.
Yeah. So another shout out to Brian Shorgle and O'Neill's Restaurant for being one of our sponsors tonight. We'll talk a little bit more about them and their locations and all the great things they got going on, because without our sponsors, we don't get to do what we love and do this. So a lot of people, a lot of friends of ours have been asking us to bring on Buck, because he's got such great takes and just stuff about life. And we've known each other for a long time, since high school, and we've hung out a lot together. We watched a lot of sports, watched a lot of ball together, and I can't wait to get your takes on some of this stuff, man. What do you want to jump into first? You want to jump in the Royals? You want to jump in?
Well, we can start with the Royals. Well, I don't know. It's kind of edgy right now because I'm kind of pissed off about the Royals' attendance right now. We just I posted about this. Royals attendance is 26th out of 30 teams, and MLB attendance. I hate to start on a downer like that, but I don't like that, and that's been still fresh on my mind.
Right.
How a team that's 69 and 55, 14 games over 500, and 1 year ago today they had 39 wins. This year they have 69 wins.
Right.
1 year later, and 14 over 500, and we're 26 out of 30 teams in Major League attendance. It's inexcusable.
Doesn't make sense, does it?
I don't get it. And I don't know. But hopefully people start showing up, because kids were out of school all summer. I don't want to hear it. It's just, and it's been, but hopefully we can get that fixed. Because this team, I just read today, is second in run
differential, right?
Run differential, which is a huge statistic on how your team is judging your team, and the only team in front of us is the Yankees. We're plus 109.
It's crazy.
People just don't want to just wake up, get out there, and back this back this team.
Tom, think about this for a minute. When you and I growing up, we've been diehard sports fans in this town. And one of the things was, we've never really seen the Royals and Chiefs be good at the same time.
Never.
This city should be buzzing right now.
I know.
We're talking mid-August. We're talking Royals 14 games over 500, which they haven't been since May. So now we're 14 over 500. We sweep the Reds. I mean, what was it? 8-1 Sunday, 13-1 Saturday, 7-1 on Friday. I mean,
I'll tell you, Jude, I'm glad you pointed that out. Also, it's August around 20th, and we're going into fall football. Royals, and then we got KU, MU, and K-State in the top 25 in football preseason right now, ready to kick ass.
That's gotta be the first time.
So you got five. We got five things happening all at once. It's never existed in this town. So there's a lot to get excited for now.
Well, so we're gonna break it. We're talking a little bit more Royals right now. We'll get into some Chiefs and what's going on there, and then I definitely want to get your take, man. We've been wanting to bring you on because listen, I love following your takes and following yourself on social media, talking college football. We have a lot of K-State, KU, Mizzou stuff to talk about. I mean, the three of them have never been preseason top 25.
Never. No, and I'm so jacked up. And we're not going to have any home games. We're taking our home games to Arrowhead this year on Saturdays. But this team, I've never been so excited for KU football. And so, plus the easy schedule on top of it. I mean, this is just Jalon Daniels. Keep Jalon Daniels happy. Keep him healthy. Keep me happy.
Keep him healthy.
Yeah.
I saw last night a good friend of ours that I drove last night, Keith Connell. And
I'll
tell you what, shout out to Keith, but Keith was kind of giving it to me. He was, talking about his MU Tigers. What they were going to do this year. And I said, listen, man, they've got a good program. They're obviously in the toughest conference in college football. But I said, Kansas can make a little noise this year. We'll see what happens.
That's right.
Keith, he'll get his crack at us next year when we start going to the KU-MU matchup again. We start going down that road again.
That's right. And we're coming to KU's going to be playing footballs on Saturdays at Arrowhead.
Yep.
And we're going to come in and drink all that Missouri beer. We're going to have fun, take all the recruits out of Missouri on the way out, So
there you go.
I'm super stoked about what's happening right now in this town.
What do you think about our boy? I had to wear my shirt tonight. This got my Bobby Witt Jr. on it because, man, what that guy's doing this year it's crazy, huh?
Hitting 351, a WAR +7. I mean, the guy, and he played a position that's one of the most valuable position on the field. The shortstop, you get that, a guy like that, he's crushing it. And best thing about it, he's pretty much signed for life from John Sherman. Right. So owner saw that, locked him up, and the future for the Royals is just Bobby Witt is, and I'll say it right now, he's more talented than George Brett. I'll say it right now. I love George Brett. Right. He's my childhood idol, but Bobby Witt has more talent. Yeah. And I think I can see it in him. What I really like is he's level-headed. I can see the way he interacts with people. He's respected. We're lucky. Him and Mahomes both have that same quality.
Yeah. He makes the game look easy, doesn't he? So it's just so slow to him.
I'll tell you, him running the bases, he got that triple while I was at the game.
Right.
The left field corner, stand-up triple on the left field corner on a ball.
Which you don't see.
He looked like Christian McCaffrey in a baseball uniform running the bases. Right. I was blown away. And the strides, big kid, 6'1", just came into third base standing up with ease. Yeah. So
I'll tell you, I want Kansas City, man. I want our viewers, I want our listeners. Right now, we got to be taking all this in. We got to soak all this in. We went through so many down years with the Royals, and before Coach Reed, before Mahomes got here, a lot of down years with the Chiefs. Now we've got a team that's won 3 out of 5 Super Bowls. We got a baseball team right now with Bobby Witt Jr. is one of the most exciting players in the game, making a run down the stretch. They could win the division.
Yeah, they can.
They can win this division. Chiefs start their season off good. It's just a lot of fun in Kansas City right now, man. A lot of buzz.
Oh, it is. And Jude, I'll tell you to me, baseball always starts with starting pitching. And JJ, right now, the manager of the year is Cortero, and JJ Piccola's GM of the year. He went out and made some deals. Got Seth Lugo, fantastic. Got Reagans at the end of Reagans last year. Waka. They got 3 studs, and to me, it always starts with a starting rotation. And he went out and did it. Yeah. And now and we're in every fucking game because of starting pitching. Bullpen needs some help, but hopefully this new guy we got, it looks promising. He can bring the heat. He got a hell of a changeup.
Hopefully Harvey will get back. I know Harvey's been out, and then Schreiber's been out. Those guys will give us some help because right now we're trying to patch that back end up a little bit. But I'll tell you what, the kid we got from the A's, Ursig. Yeah. I mean, I just read a thing today on him. He's come in, I forget what it was, 7 or 8 times he's come in, and he's thrown 11 in the third innings, 4 hits, no runs, struck out 10. It's impressive numbers. We haven't had that since Wade Davis. So if we get some guys that can bridge that in between, and MacArthur's throwing better because now you've taken the pressure off of him.
Exactly. It's definitely not, HDH of 2015, but
No.
This team has got some and Vinny's like up near 90 RBIs right now. There's guys stepping up, and it's and then I just saw in the minors we got the big stud
Jac
Caglionone from Florida. I just saw on 2 hours ago before I came down. I just saw some moonshots he hit on the minors. So that's just left-handed bat. It just looks. It looks like Adam Dunn smacking a 480-foot bomb.
I was down in Omaha at the College World Series this year, so I went down there and we got a chance to catch Florida BP. And I'm telling you what, swinging that aluminum bat was just scary. There's no way I would want to be on the bump with this guy 6'5", 245. And I mean, you're hearing the ball come off this, there's all these aluminum bats, and it's just like I'm looking at him and I'm like, there's no way I'd want to be playing first base.
Oh, no.
That guy, he was hitting bombs over just bouncing off the outfield seats out there. And I was like.
You see his bat speed, too, just like what? It blows you away with his size. And I can't believe he slid to the 6th slot. When the Royals picked him out, I didn't think that was possible. But the other GMs fucked up on that one.
They did, because there's some of the baseball heads over at ESPN. They're like, we don't know how Caglione slipped to 6, but they're like, the Royals. Everybody is talking about it now. They're saying Caglione will be up next year. Can you imagine him being up next year? You go Witt 3, you could put Caglione 4, Salvi, and then Passatina. I'm telling you what.
It's funny. We were just talking about that yesterday. Like this guy looks like he's going to shoot right through the minors, just like at rapid pace. One of those just phenom talents.
When I was at the World Series, obviously I was there. I saw a kid from Tennessee pitch, Xander Sechrist, that we're gonna bring on here. We were gonna bring him on earlier. We had talked about it. He had some conflict of. He had some stuff going on, and then right after that, the draft happened. He didn't get drafted, but the Twins and the Indians picked him up. So he's in single A ball right now. So he's got another guy, Kirby, that was the reliever for Tennessee.
Yeah.
So they end up winning the national title. So they're going to come on at the end of the season, tell us a little bit about how the draft went, how their first part of rookie ball went. But I want them to come on and talk a little bit about the World Series. It was so much fun watching them and Caglione.
Yeah.
There was a lot of talent this year at the World Series. A lot of talent.
Yeah, that's cool. Omaha gets that I've been there years ago. That's a cool event, and I'm glad it's staying in the Midwest. Yep. We're only a little 3-hour drive to Omaha. So
I'm telling you, if you haven't been to the World Series recently, the last 5 or 10 years, if you haven't been, you got to go, Tom. Because I'm telling you, there's we're sports junkies, and like going there and sitting there for 3 or 4 days, catching 2 games a day. I don't want to leave. It's like I just want to stay there, but it's like you got to go to work and do all this stuff. But I'm telling you, I had a blast watching Florida. Tennessee was just so much fun watching. But Caglione, when I saw him drop to us, I was like, man, I can't believe that.
Oh, it's exciting in the future, and that's some power bats going to be at the 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. And Witt's going to be just setting the table on base all the time, running, swiping bags, doing his shit. It's going to get better every year.
And the crazy thing right now is we got guys getting hot at the right time, like Darren Blanco.
Yeah.
Darren Blanco had 3 bombs, but hit 2 Saturday and 1 Sunday.
That was Well, he's player of the week for sure. He's just in one game.
We got 3 games coming up with the Angels. Then we'll have an off day on Thursday, and then we got 3 with the Phillies, which right now I saw the power rankings. Phillies are number 1, Yankees are number 2 right now. We got to go to New York in a few weeks. So we got some tough games coming up down the stretch. But, for us to be talking about the Royals, 20th of August, and we're talking about the Royals being relevant and only 3 games out of first place right now, I'm pumped.
Jude, that team last year finished 56 and 106 last year, Royals. That's fucking horrendous. Whoever thought we'd be 14 over 500 when football season's kicking off? So get your ass out to the K and watch some good team. They're plus 109 in run differential. Get out there and enjoy it.
Yeah, so 3 with the Angels. I'm actually going with my lovely fiance. I'm going to be there on Friday. We're going to the Royals-Phillies game on Friday. So got some friends in town. We're looking
Bryce Harper, they got a hell of a team. Phillies are fantastic.
Yeah, we're pumped. We're pumped to get out there on Friday. So we try to get out there as much as we can, man, because like you said, we got to get out there and support those guys. But
yes.
It's
great for the whole city, the whole community, everything,
Let's flip it over a little bit and talk a little Chiefs, man. Did you watch the Chiefs-Lions game on Saturday?
Oh yeah, I was so excited what the what the weapons we're going to be having with Mahomes. I mean, it's amazing. Last year we won that Super Bowl with nothing at wide receiver.
Right.
Mahomes did that, and Kelsey, but this year with Hollywood Brown and Xavier Worthy, Worthy bringing a 4.2 140 from the combine, going down the field.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's you're going to see, and Reed drawing up his magic you're going to have guys going all over the field. And Hollywood had 90 receptions for almost 1,100 yards a couple years ago, and it was Lamar Jackson. They don't throw the ball down the field. When Mahomes, I'll tell you, these Mahomes will get him the ball.
Yeah, we got to get Hollywood back. But watching him, even I was out there on Saturday.
And then get Rice. We get Rice. I don't know what's going to happen with that, but
you know what? In all honesty, I think there's stuff that I've been reading. I think what's going to happen is from what they're saying is his case is going to get pushed back to like February or March.
Right.
So if that does, I think he's probably going to get hammered maybe next year as far as like with some suspension time. But I don't think it's going to happen.
What are we talking? 6 games or what?
So some of the stuff I've read has said 8 to 12 games for next season. But here's my thing: worry about this season. Do this. Go get this repeat.
Yeah.
Go win this one this year, and then we'll try to figure out. We got to go get another receiver to take time off. But if you look, I've been at training camp several times this season, and just watching Rashee, man, he's just more comfortable, more fluent, more everything. I mean, he's tough, man. Rashee
he's
Rice
awesome.
is legit.
He's awesome. He's so damn young too, and you could see the progress and development just by each game last year, and the confidence grow.
Yeah. The playoffs.
He
had 20-something receptions in the playoffs last year.
Yeah, exactly. And hopefully he matures now and just figures his shit out. Right. Hopefully that's happening right now. They got people up in St. Joe tell them like, listen, don't be this. Show us some examples.
I remember some times we hung out back in our 20s. We probably didn't make the smartest choices sometimes too.
You kidding me? I'm still doing it right now. You kidding me?
We don't make some of the best choices.
Story of my life.
Yeah. We had some good times back in our 20s in Waldo.
I'm lucky I'm alive right now. I'm all serious. I wake up and kiss the ground every day thinking I have a new day ahead of me,
Right. So
I do.
Let's go to. I want to go to this nickname that I see on social media and I hear people. Where the nickname Wolf of Waldo come from?
It was at Bobby Baker's, and some people said Wolf of Wall Street. They called me the Wolf of Waldo. That's how it kind of developed at Bobby Baker's.
Right. I love
the good
it,
little Waldo headquarters with. A lot of great cast of characters up there.
We've had some good nights at Bobby Baker's.
And we'll have many more.
Yes, sir. We'll continue to make memories, man.
I was there. I've been going there 25 years. Bought a house there in 1995, and Bobby bought the bar right after that. Then Becky took over about 12 years ago. Full speed ahead. She's kicking Bobby's ass in the bar. Don't tell Bobby anything, but it's all she's made some major changes to that place.
She's done some really cool things with Bobby Baker's, man.
It's great.
Back in the day, shout out to Bobby Baker, because Bobby Baker was one of my brother Bob's best friends, and when I lost my brother in '99, man, Bobby and all those guys and crew took it hard, man. They were close and tight. So shout out to Bobby Baker and
Bobby's one of the best. I love Bobby.
And to Becky for keeping it alive and making some cool changes and making it a cool place that we like to hang out. So
it's gonna be a cool when all the construction gets done. It's gonna be a cool. It's gonna be the place to be this fall. Always remember that. Yeah, it's good.
Love it.
Yeah.
So with the Chiefs, we're talking a little bit of Chiefs right now. Hollywood's banged up and he's hurt right now. So we really got to hope that something doesn't come across where Rashee gets suspended, because that can hurt us the first 4 games. When we open up with Baltimore, then you got Cincy, then you go to Atlanta. I mean, those first 2 out of the chute, you can't afford to lose. I know people say, they're not must wins or first 2 games of the season, but I'd prefer not losing either one of them at home. I'd like to come out 2-0 at home. If we lose something on the road, it's going to happen. They're going to lose some games this year, but I don't want to lose to Baltimore or Cincinnati, because that could come and bite us in the ass come later in the season.
Exactly.
We lose at home to those guys.
And lately, we haven't been protecting home turf. Like last year, we stepped up and jammed. Like losing to the Raiders at home on Christmas is just inexcusable. Aiden O'Connell, the guy, we lost to the Raiders on Christmas. Aiden O'Connell didn't complete a pass in the first 3 quarters of that game on Christmas. And they still won the game. I felt like I was having an LSD flashback watching that game.
The best thing about that game was they were so pissed, Tom. Like, what I do with primetime assistants, primetime transfer.
Yeah.
We'll talk a little bit about primetime assistants because you and I made a journey when we first started PTA. You were part of setting that whole thing up when you and I made the drive to Wisconsin. We'll talk a little bit about that. But
went up to River Falls, Wisconsin.
River Falls, we made that drive up there. But you look at what like I said, what they're doing and what they've got going on. Man, they've got to come out. They've got to come out guns a-blazing, man, with the Ravens and the Bengals because those two, they're going to be tough out of the chute. Baltimore's going to come. They're going to be pissed off. Cincinnati's going to be pissed off. We got some big games, man. I mean, Burrow, Lamar Jackson, those guys are legit.
Oh, yeah. They got weapons. I mean, they got weapons. Burrow, Jamar Chase, all those guys. It's going to be the Chiefs are number one target for everybody. They're coming after us. And it will be interesting. The division's going to be, I don't think, Denver's is kind of a mess. Raiders don't know what the hell they're doing there at all. Right. Harbaugh's a winner, so he's going to get that team right in the division. He's going to have that team ready. So with Herbert, because I even forgot the Chargers' last coach. It was complete Tony Muser mismanagement. The guy, remember that guy? I forgot. I see his face. I can't remember his name, but
when they lost that game at Christmas last year, Raiders. Right? So I just remember after the game talking to some of the guys. Tom, they were so pissed. They were embarrassed because they really felt like they kind of threw their helmets out there. Thought Raiders are coming to town. We'll roll them, go and celebrate Christmas. And Max Crosby, those guys, they punched us in the mouth, man, and took it from us. But that was the last game we lost, though. So that was probably the best thing that happened to us because when they went home, that was when they said that some social media stuff came out. Yeah. And they showed some text thread between Patrick and Brittany. And Patrick sent a text her and said, "We're not losing the rest of the year. Like that's it. We're not losing any more games."
So what we had is weapon. I'm still blown away because what's the Chiefs playoff game, the coldest game of my life at Miami with Pat Dunn. I said we beat Miami. We got a hard row ahead in front of us. We beat Miami, kicked their ass in 10 below, whatever it was. Got to go to at Buffalo, win that at Ravens, and go to the Super Bowl. Yeah. It just what they did when their back was against the wall. Still, it was just. I don't know. It was amazing with the weapon. We didn't have any weapons at wide receiver.
No, but nothing. You know what? But here's my thing this year, and I don't want to go. I want to jump ahead too much. I want to go back to when you're talking about Dolphins. First of all, the Dolphins game. I know you're going to be disappointed in me. But
why is that? Because
my lovely fiance and I, who have season tickets, decided not to go to that game because it was too cold.
Wow, so, weak. Oh God!
So when people were texting me, they were like, "So did you go to that game?" I was like, "Yeah." It was fucking so cold. I was freezing out there, and she's looking at me like, "Are you seriously telling people we went when we were sitting by the fireplace eating barbecue, watching the game? We did not go to the Dolphins game, babe. Yeah. I am not live. I'm on Love You Bro podcast telling you guys, and I hate to say that because if any of my guys see it, they're going to give me a lot of shit. My guys will give me shit, and they'll be like, because you told us you were out there last year. You told us you were freezing out there. Jessica and I did not go. We did not go, did we, babe?
I was in the Bud Light bar for about 30 minutes, right before half. But I did warm up at the Bud Light bar right near our seats.
How cold was it, bro? Seriously?
It was the coldest I've ever been in my entire life. The energy for the people, though, kept me warm. But once we went to find our car afterwards, we couldn't find the fucking car. That was another like that. I went running, thought it was Pat Dunn's SUV, slipped on black ice. Because every SUV looks the same now, black and
so you're telling me Dunn slipped on some black ice?
I did. My elbow still hurts, man. I'm telling you. That was 6 months ago, and I'm still damaged goods.
You're still dinged
I swear,
up,
yeah. I might need Tommy John surgery or something.
Maybe you should have worn one of those the elbow pads the baseball players wear.
Oh,
you should have had one on, man, before you went down. Took that spill.
That was a tough game.
Yeah.
But we were victorious, and we kicked their ass. And Tyreek Hill, I love him, but you know what? He left. Everybody said we couldn't win. With a lot of people out Tyreek. Since he left, we won 2 Super Bowls in 2 years. I love Tyreek.
Easy on the Cheetah, because Cheetah's already. Listen, I ran into Cheetah at the airport, right? Jessica and I are traveling. We're running, and so he's in the airport. Doesn't want anybody to know it's him. He's got his hood up, sunglasses on. 5:30 a.m. And I hear this, "Hey Jude!" like across the. We're in line. I look over. Jessica goes, "Who is that?" I go, "That's Tyreek." That's Tyreek. So he came over and I said, "Hey, we got a podcast. I got a Love You Bro podcast." He goes, "Just tell me when and I'll come on." So Cheetah will be on. We'll get Cheetah on soon. I talked to his mom the other day.
One of the biggest draft day steals in Chiefs history. Fifth round pick. You got Tyreek Hill.
Right.
Absolute steal. And the general manager back, 2016, I think it was.
It was Dorsey. Dorsey drafted. Dorsey drafted, right?
Well, Veach was on the staff.
They're
all
part
of
it. Dorsey was a GM.
That was a steal for a 5th round pick. I'll tell you. And he had Tyreek has local tie. He played at Oklahoma State. He played JUCO at Garden City, Kansas. So he's you just saw the talent. He had some issues, but
but the numbers that guy's putting up the last 2 years.
Hall of Famer.
Those are eye popping, man.
Yeah,
those
Hall of Famer.
You look at the catches and the yards and what he does, and I'll tell you. So and we'll talk a little bit about how we kind of started the whole primetime assistance thing back in the day. We made a little trip up to River Falls, but I've never seen anybody in the 22 years I've been around these guys. Tom, I've never seen anybody work harder than what Tyreek does.
I believe you.
What that guy puts in work-wise. He works with a guy here locally, Luther Glover. He's worked with Luther for a long time. But the work, Tyreek never, in the offseason, the dude never sleeps, man. He's so competitive. He loves basketball too. And I hope I'm not
getting.
He
never sleeps. He has too many kids. That's why he never sleeps.
I hope I'm not getting him in trouble with the Dolphins.
That's what happens. You have that many kids. You don't sleep.
Listen, Tyreek loves to play basketball, man, and to watch him compete. He wants to go with these young kids. I've seen him. He'll go dunk on people, man. He'll go take on guys 6'3", 6'4", and dunk on them. And I'm just like, and it's like, that it's like Tyreek, you should be trying to go over somebody, but he's so competitive. He's not going to let anybody slip. I don't care if it's basketball, if it's how many sit-ups you can do, how fast you can get to one cone to another. Nobody's beating him, man. That's just his mentality. And even now, he could be a guy that's like, I'm going to take all these trips to, all these islands and all this stuff, and every time you see him, it's like, where's he at? He's on a beach running. He's doing this. He's doing that. And it's just, the dude never stops working, man.
He's one of these guys. He's not one of these skinny little. He's ripped. That guy he's a little tank. What is he? 5'9", probably.
5'9", 5'10".
He's ripped it for that. Yeah, he's not one of those little Rocket Ishmael types. No, he's ripped.
He's fun. He's fun to watch. Fun to watch him work out and everything he puts into it. So I'll be super excited to bring. Hopefully you'll be on there co-hosting with me when Tyreek comes on.
I'd love to.
We got some great guests
love
coming
the
on.
Cheetah. Love it.
So we'll take a look at that. But listen, when we come back from break, we're going to talk more. We're going to talk a little bit more Chiefs. We're going to get into the receiving core a little bit, and we got more stuff to talk about. Waldo and how we got started with the primetime assistants, some trips to River Falls, and some other things. So after break, we'll catch back up.
Sounds awesome. Thank you.
Here at Love You Bro Podcast, we'd like to give a special thanks and a special shout out to our sponsors. Without our sponsors, we're not able to do what we want to do, and that's be able to come on every week and talk about sports, drink a few beers, have some great guests on, some great co-hosts. So I want to give a shout out and a thanks to our sponsors, and our main sponsor that is sponsoring us this year is Proactive Solutions. So we'd like to thank Proactive Solutions. Proactive Solutions has been delivering infrastructure solutions and IT design and consultation services to clients ranging from startups, Fortune 500 companies for more than 27 years. They're proud to be a Kansas City locally owned and a top woman-owned business, offering custom solutions and personalized support. You can trust Proactive Solutions with all your technology needs. If your company needs IT solutions, reach out to Proactive Solutions at www.proactivesolutions.com. So shout out to Natalie and Dean Thede. Thank you guys for allowing us to be able to do this every week. We're super excited about that. I want to give a special shout out to Specialized Printing. My bonus son, Tommy O'Donnell, does awesome work over there. They do t-shirts, they do koozies, they do hats. And one of the big things is, like, some of our friends and family that we've been seeing around have been asking us about when's the merch dropping. So merch is coming, soon. Please follow us on our podcast. We're going to be dropping some trucker hats, all different colors, for our college kids. I know we're going to come out with some K-State hats, some Mizzou hats, and some, of course, our Kansas Jayhawk hats. So we'll have some really cool Love You Brew, Love You Brew. We do love the brew, don't we? Love You Bro merchandise. So Tommy will be doing all that. Check out Specialized Printing and everything he does over there. Another shout out goes to Lula's Southern Cookhouse, Brittany and Bradley Gilmore. Thank you guys for allowing us to shoot in this super cool space. Everybody who's come on and shot an episode with us up here really loves the space. It's a great event space. Stay tuned, because we are getting married here coming up soon. My lovely fiance over there and myself, and you never know if we might just throw some pop-up party here, maybe, babe, here in the event space, maybe. Okay, all right. We're not going to talk about that. So Lula, thank you. Brittany and Bradley Gilmore, thank you guys for allowing us to do this up here. Our two sponsors for tonight's episode, and bringing on a special friend of ours, Tom Bukaty, the Wolf of Waldo. A special shout out goes to Bobby Baker's Lounge. Bobby Baker's Lounge was started in 1993 by Bobby Baker, good friend of ours. It was started off by Bobby Baker himself with a long history of family in the business. His father, John Baker, helped him find his path as a bar owner. In 2013, his daughter, Becky, purchased from him as he retired into the Golden Sunset. The 900 square foot dive bar has become a staple in Waldo since the day it opened. Says right here, Bobby Baker's is huge supporters of all firefighters and police officers. So Bobby Baker's wants to give a big shout out to all firefighters and police officers and say thank you. We appreciate everything you guys do day in and day out to keep us safe in the community. Becky, thank you so much for being a sponsor. Again, without our sponsors, we don't get to do what we want to do the most, and that's bring Love You Bro podcast to you. Our other great sponsor today is our good friend Brian Shorgle, one of Tom Bukaty's best friends. Shout out to Brian. You've always been great and by our side, Jamie and I, to, support whenever we've asked, we've ever needed. So O'Neill's, it's a neighborhood restaurant and bar located at 9417 Mission Road. O'Neill's was incorporated in 1999. And has been serving up comfort food classics like Irish pot roast, in-house breaded fish and chips, homemade soups, and many other classics that make O'Neill's a local favorite. I know Shorgle's throwing some great parties over there. I know Tom frequents it. Jessica and I go there. Back in the day, I know we used to take my mom and dad over there for steak night over there. Starting in October, O'Neill's will be kicking off its 25-year anniversary celebration with special promotions and events that will last through March. They can be found on the internet at kconeils.com. So for more details, go there. And as Brian always says, go Chiefs, go Royals, go Tigers, go Hawks, go K-State Wildcats. So Brian Shorgle, O'Neill's, thank you so much for being a sponsor tonight. We really appreciate it. Becky, thank you so much for the sponsorship from Bobby Baker's. You guys get out to O'Neill's, get out to Bobby Baker's. Without places like this, you guys, we can't do what we do. So again, thank you for following us on Love You Bro podcast, and please tune in and follow us on all of our social media outlets. So thank you so much to our sponsors for helping us bring it to you every week. All right, back here at Love You Bro podcast here and our wonderful studio. I like to call it our studio, our spot, Tom, here at Lula's Southern Cookhouse. I mean, what a great spot to shoot this podcast, huh?
Love this place. Hell, I'm looking out the window, beautiful downtown KC. There's Sprint Center right there. This downtown has developed so much since that Sprint Center. Everything's kind of mushroomed around. Hopefully we'll get the Royal Stadium right next, somewhere down here in this,
So let's talk a little bit about the Wolf of Waldo here.
Okay.
And we talked a little bit off air about the whole track and the whole deal of where everything's going with the streetcar. So the streetcar right now, they're building the track to go all the way up to Waldo. Tell me what your thoughts are about. They build a downtown stadium, and when the track gets done, you got the streetcar. What would it be like for you after all these years, being able to just walk 2 blocks from your house, jump on the streetcar, and take it downtown to a Royals game? What would that be like for you?
Oh, that'd be a dream. I'll tell you. That's where the city will hit big time. We can do something like that. You know, we'll take it to another level. We can do development like that, especially with downtown baseball. And I see big companies, corporate businesses coming around the stadium if it happens, you know. A lot of people, everybody bitches about the park, you know, the haters. I'm sick of this shit. You know, you get people, a stadium down here, you're going to have people Uber down here. You don't need a parking lot like Royal Stadium.
Right.
You'll get people driving. A lot of people live down here. They'll walk down here. It'll happen.
People talk a lot
people
about.
People will take the Uber. They'll take the transportation. We'll get everything going. It's just, you just gotta, the vision's there. Yeah. We just got to do it.
You know, you talk about vision. We talked a little bit off air about when Kansas City decided, you know, I remember I was hanging out with Chris and Andy Llewellyn, and Chris was doing some political stuff working for Kay Barnes, and we did some stuff. And Kay was a big person. She was really behind that whole downtown, you know, Sprint Center, which is now T-Mobile. But when they were going through that, I remember so many people that were like, we don't need it. We don't have a resident. We don't have a team to put in there.
Yeah.
You know, don't do this. And Kay was the one going, if we go put the stadium down there, stuff will build around the hotels, the restaurants, the bars. And what's happened? Everything that she talked about, the restaurants, the bars, the hotels. You know, now you got the Quarters Group with, you know, 1 light, 2 light, 3 light. You go put a baseball stadium down here, and there's just going to be more stuff that comes down, like you said, more stuff to do.
It'll happen. And we didn't get an NBA or NHL team down here, but there's still so many hotels, new development down here that's just, it's been, I mean, the old downtown over 20 years, around the year 2000, it was so antiquated, archaic. It was a disaster. It was embarrassing as a downtown. I used to be in the liquor business, go downtown. It was a fucking joke. And now you see shit happening. They just bring miles of smiles down here. I love it.
We were talking off air, and you said down here back in the day when you were delivering liquor, selling liquor down here, you said you'd see tumbleweed go across.
I swear, it was bad. And it was just, now you just see shit. I've been down here in probably a couple months, new development, apartments popping up down here. Everything's happening. People want to move to Kansas City. It's you see drive around 435 and see all the new apartments popping up, because people want to be in Kansas City because we're a winner. We are a winner right now. Look who Mahomes we got 3 Super Bowls in 5 years. We're winning. People get out of college. They see parades happening down here. They want to come here. That's what's happening. Who the fuck thought Taylor Swift would be moving to KC? She lives here now.
Right.
I mean, this is all Mahomes, Kelsey, Taylor Swift. It keeps happening, and people don't. This is get on board. This is the place to be.
This is what I'm saying right now, Tom. Like I just hope the people, you know. Kids are a little bit younger than us. They're spoiled because all they've seen is Mahomes and they've seen these Super Bowls and this. They don't realize all the lean years we went through, a lot of losing years and stuff. But right now, Kansas City, you got to soak up, get on board, get out to the Royals games because we're blessed right now. We got Bobby Witt Jr. We got a Royals team making a run, possibly could win the division. You got Mahomes right now. We're talking about this three-peat. And I don't think, Tom, the only thing to me that could derail them is injuries. That's the only, to me, that's in my eyes, that's the only thing that could derail them is injuries.
That's right. It's three-peat could happen. I want to go down to NOLA. It's in New Orleans this year for the three-peat. So hopefully my brother John's listening. I'm coming. Yeah, hopefully I'll be down there in middle of February for the Super Bowl down in NOLA for the three-peat. Because 2 years ago I went to see KU win it all in NOLA.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I told John we're coming back for the three-peat in New Orleans, and he's all in too. We're ready. So
John's still down in New Orleans.
My brother, hell yeah, he's still down there. So I'm ready to do it all over again.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about that for a minute because John's someone who, my younger brother Jamie was around John a lot more, kind of growing up through high school and college and stuff like that. And we started hanging out, and to watch and see what John's done, man, with his whole talent with being an artist is it's unbelievable. If you knew his story from the beginning to where he is now, I mean, man, you talk about a life-changing deal and him getting into art. What he's done is bro, it's incredible. I mean, tell us about some of the places he's painted at, some of the live things he's painted at.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you right now. You just mentioned it. The Spirit Festival used to be downtown. Remember that? Big, right down here, big stage. He started painting. That was probably early 2000s. He painted to some right on stage, famous musicians. Then he kind of did Wakarusa Lawrence Music Festival. Kind of started doing that gig, and then he's kicked ass since then. And now he's taken his talents down to New Orleans, and he's a live painter to music and and sporting events too. Many sporting events.
What are some of the biggest sporting events that John's painted at?
He's been to Super Bowl. He's been down there. He was down at the Super Bowl Hall of Fame. Just painted a Rondé Barber. Got in the Hall of Fame.
Nice. Yeah,
so he did that for Rondé. He's done so many different. Yeah. He's painted a Steve Winwood. Steve Winwood took this painting, put it on the cover of Steve Winwood's greatest hits.
Wow,
so it's awesome. Right on there. So
that's awesome.
It's a great KC successful story.
I've seen he's done some cool stuff with Mahomes and Kelsey, because I've seen some of the stuff at Big Slick and stuff. I've seen he's done some super cool paintings with Mahomes and Kelsey, which is really cool to see. All right, man. Listen, we brought you on. Jamie's not even here.
Yeah,
I brought you on today because I wanted to talk to the Wolf of Waldo about your favorite subject, your favorite topic, college football, man. Let's talk a little KU, K-State, Mizzou. Mizzou, because we have to. Shortle, I know you're a Tiger fan. Keith Connell, I know you love your Tigers. We'll get to them. We'll get to the Tigers later a little bit. But let's talk a little KU football, man. That's one of your favorite things to talk about.
Oh, it's my favorite. It is. I'll admit it. It is. My dad played football at KU. My uncle played football at KU. My brother played football at KU. This is my favorite of all. And the doom and gloom that's happened since 2009 when Mangino got fired, and it's been a fucking disaster for like 13 years. And 12 years till Lance Leipold came in, and 38. He came in 38 months ago, took over a winless program from Les Miles, and now we're in the top 25. We're
22, right? 22 in the preseason bowl.
People are talking about us winning the Big 12. We have a new stadium being built right now. Who would have thought 38 months ago this program was at the bottom of the Kaw River, and now it was lifeless, and now. We're gonna win we're going to the new BC. We're going to the new 12-team playoff this year. I'm calling it right now. Lead pipe lock. I'm calling it.
I saw on social media.
We're going to be, because our schedule is it's set up perfectly. Right. And last time we had a schedule like this was 2007. What happened in 2007? Exactly. We didn't have Texas, Oklahoma. What happened? Mangino took the troops to the Orange Bowl. We beat Virginia Tech. We're 12-1. Of course. And this schedule we're sitting tits with this fucking schedule. I'm telling you. I'm looking at it right now. I'm like, this is.
You talk about that Orange Bowl win over Virginia Tech.
Oh.
So in our PTA business, I was working with, we drafted Brandon Flowers.
Yeah.
So Flowers
great chief.
Here. Yeah, great guy. So shout out to B-Flow. And so we're moving B-Flow into his house, right? And he brings his some of his stuff, moving stuff in. And he put up a section where he had his Virginia Tech Orange Bowl jersey. And I had to do it, man, because Flo and I are close. And I said, hey, man, that's that game you guys lost to Kansas.
That's right.
He didn't want to talk about it, but he gave us his respect to Aqib Talib and the boys.
Oh, that's right.
And what those
Took
guys
that
did.
pick six in the first quarter off Tyrod Taylor. Boom. That was a great way to start that game. So it was.
But let's talk a little bit about the KU schedule. We'll get a little bit of K-State and Mizzou, because when I look at the KU schedule, for us to do anything, and you put a lot of stuff on social media, and I'll comment on it, and we'll get into it with some of our misery. When I say misery like misery, not Missouri. Some of those misery maggots that jump on your timeline and stuff. But I gotta tell people, if Kansas is going to be what they say they're going to be this year, if we're going to do it, we can't show up and be like, oh, well, we lost to K-State. I'm over that bullshit. If we're going to be the team that we say we're going to be, Tom, they got to beat K-State. I want to beat K-State in Manhattan. That's the game I got circled on the calendar. I want to beat K-State in Manhattan, and not just because one of my bonus sons goes to K-State. He's a DU there. But PJ, we're coming to Manhattan, and I don't know. Mom and I will be there, but we are there. We'll be in crimson and blue, and we rooting on our Jayhawks. But Tom, we got to beat K-State.
We haven't beat them since 2007 was the last time we beat them. That was up in Manhattan, and they fucking owned us in that. It's exhausting. And now
it is exhausting.
We should have won last year. We had our third string quarterback. There's another story. Cole Ballard played a hell of a game. We were in.
Last year.
We should have
beat him.
Dropped 2 punts, but that's another story. I'm not making excuses, but we're gonna be. We got everything set up for us this year, and I think this is it. This is it. We go 11-1. We're going to that 12-team playoff. If you go to that playoff with that big. You go to that playoff, your whole program is completely changed. You're in the big party.
In 3 years,
everything has changed, and you're on the map in a ginormous fucking way. And I think Lance and the boys are going to have it done. I really do. And this will happen.
There's one thing that kind of concerns me a little bit, and as much as we follow sports and love sports, and I'm just curious what type of effect it's going to have on us. And when I look at it and I think about, we're playing away from home this year. We don't have a home stadium. The stadium they're building next year, which we'll get into a little bit, is going to be phenomenal. What they're doing in Lawrence and Leipold, those boys deserve a facility like that, a stadium like that, which is going to be awesome.
And kudos to Travis Goff, the AD, what a tremendous visionary he's been for the program, the AD, getting Lance Leipold, building a new stadium. Sometimes he gets lost in the loop of this, but I got to take my hat off to him because he had a plan, and it's been flawless so far. So I just want to throw that in there.
Yeah, for sure. Let me ask you a question. Do you worry at all about us not having a true home stadium? Will our guys? Because you think about it, man, and guys thrive on those home games. But now when you're talking to our kids, I don't care even if they're just coming down the road to play at Sporting Park, which to me it's a little weird because it's a small facility. Our first 2 games against Lindenwood and UNLV
it is weird.
are at Sporting Kansas City.
Right.
But how does that affect our kids? Like, hey, we got a home game, and it's not like you're sleeping in your own bedroom. Maybe they are. Maybe they're just driving down Saturday morning. But I don't think they would do that. I think they'll probably come down Friday night, be here, play Saturday. But how does our guys react to that? How do they, going into Sporting Park, how are they going to feel like there's 20,000 people here and we're in a football game? How are our guys going to react to that?
I don't know, but it's early. I think it'll be those 2 games there. We'll kick the shit out of Lindenwood and UNLV, and then we get ready for Arrowhead. It's going to be, I don't know. It is different, and I'm ready for the whole. The stadium getting done and everything, but it is going to be different. But I'm loving it because I'm going to watch KU on Saturday and then Chiefs on Sundays. I'm going back to back to Arrowhead. It's going to be that's going to be fun. It's going to be fun.
We have some fun games.
Living life is all about fun. It is.
We got some great games, Tom, at Arrowhead. TCU be the first one. And then after TCU, we've got Iowa State, we've got Colorado, we've got Houston at Arrowhead. That Colorado game against Denver will be super fun. What do you think? Like when you look at the schedule, do you worry about going to West Virginia early because West Virginia is going to be good?
I always worry all the time. I just do. I always look at shit like, oh, this could go wrong. But no, this schedule is set up for us. But I do worry, and I always worry about injuries. But anything on the road can have. Yeah, like you said, we're not at home, but it's. Lance keeps these guys. Keeps his team level-headed. He's a coach that knows how to. He's figured this shit out.
Right.
And he's a winner. The guy's earned his stripes. I mean, he's won everywhere he's been. He didn't get his shot till he earned everything. He went to D3, won 5 titles. He had to go. He went to Nebraska and Wisconsin. Then he went over to Buffalo, kicked ass up there. Nothing was given to this guy. Yeah. He has earned everything that on his resume. He got a big shot at Power 5 at 56 years old. Right. He's very comparable to Bill Snyder to me. Like Snyder didn't go to all the other colleges, but he reminds me of Bill Snyder. He has a little more personality, Bill, but he's very well organized, great staff, and he's got a lot of Snyder in him.
We'd be awful lucky and blessed if he pulls off some Bill Snyder stuff, because what Snyder did at K-State was second to none.
Great coach.
Turning that program around, what he did. Jalon Daniels, does Jalen's health worry you at all?
Always. Never. Every time he gets touched, I've always worry this shit. I do.
I mean, he's electric when he plays, and maybe he's just had some freakish kind of injuries or whatever. But we're going to need Jalon Daniels to have the season that we think he can have. Because if he does, the receiving core's there, the O-line's there, some of the defensive guys we got on defense, and that secondary. Bro, that secondary is nasty. And three or four of those kids.
Devin Neal, give the ball to Devin Neal between the tackles. Devin Neal is 700 yards away from being the all-time leading rusher at KU over Hall of Famers like Gale Sayers, John Riggins. I mean, great KU running backs, June Henley. Devin Neal is the shit. He's a Lawrence guy, Lawrence High School. He'll be in the league.
Free State. He went to Free State, didn't he?
No, he went to Lawrence High. He's a Lawrence Lion.
Okay.
He's a badass, and keep giving him the ball down the field. Don't let Daniels get the run and you're taking hits. He's not a big guy. No. Taking hits is just college. You take hits because you're running the ball, and his body is not going to last if you're taking vicious hits.
I think KU secondary is going to be
it's the best.
One of the tops in college football. You look at Mello Dotson, you look at Kobe Bryant, the safeties. I mean, that's secondary. Okay. I think 3 or 4 of those kids are going to end up playing in the league somewhere.
Reminds me of Aqib Talib, Chris Harris Jr. Back to 2007, we just talked about.
Right. And each one of those guys. They both wear Super Bowl rings.
Exactly.
They wear Super Bowl rings. All right, let's talk a little bit about the other schools, man, because we got some guys. We got some friends of ours that are going to get mad if we talk just Jayhawk football the whole time.
That's okay. A couple of Mizzou guys just texted me just now, so it's all good. I'm used to it.
Right. Well, I mean, K-State. I mean, everybody's talking about K-State's probably going to win the Big 12 this year. What do you think about that?
Well, they got Avery Johnson, the quarterback. Is that hippie's a freak? I'll tell you that. I mean, he's a guy that's got to watch taking the hits, though. Yeah. He's a great athlete. I mean, their quarterback last year is now starting at Ohio State.
I saw.
More K-State fans are excited about Avery. It looks like a great talent, but they got to keep him healthy. You cannot have him take a lot of hits. He doesn't look like he's.
Doesn't Klieman remind you a lot of Leipold? I mean, Leipold kind of coming in later than
good coach.
He reminds you a lot of Klieman.
Extremely organized, great coach. I'll give him credit. He's fantastic.
Klieman's done a hell of a job over at K-State and what he's brought there. To me, I always see K-State's team, and the thing that I don't want to say it strikes me because it's nothing like that pops out, but to me, Klieman teams and the K-State teams, they're always solid. They don't make stupid mistakes. They don't do stuff that's going to beat them. They take care of the ball. They don't turn the ball over. Nothing flashy, but it's just like that workman, grinded out type K-State stuff. But they've got some talent over there, man. They're putting some kids in the league.
K-State's main issue this year is going to be offensive line. They got to replace only one starter coming back, and they had a good offensive line. A guy got drafted, I forgot his name, but he's in the league. But that'll be a question mark to see how that develops here in a couple of weeks. But I think Klieman, he's a good coach, and we'll see how those the portal and shit. You don't know some of this stuff, how these guys. But it's a different era of football You can get portal. You can just fill in guys right now.
It's like NFL free agency.
It is. It's a crazy game. I didn't ever thought it'd be like this, but it's.
Last week we had on Kenyon Rashee. An old friend of ours from Rockhurst, and Kansas City. We had Kenyon on last week. We talked a little bit about S3, about our new company, and we talked NIL. We talked transfer portal and what that's doing, and I'm telling you guys. It's just not like back when we grew up and we played. Guys went there for 4 years.
Right.
Very rare do you see a guy leave early. Now you get a kid that goes into college and all of a sudden he's like, I'm not playing, or this guy's in front of me. Boom, I'm out of here.
It's crazy. It is. It's hard to keep up with the whole roster of guys just leaving.
Yeah.
Some guys was like in 7-8 years of college football, they're bouncing around. I don't even know the rules. It's just all the rule book must be in pencil because you just erase everything. Like, how is this guy 8 years in the league still playing? I don't know.
I don't think there are.
Seriously.
I don't think there are any rules. And NIL rules, I know there's no rules because it was just a big cash and grab. Everybody was getting money. And then all of a sudden, like kids we were working with and talking with just through Ed3 when we started off, you had kids getting NIL money and then come back at the end of the year and being like, oh, I just got this tax form. I just got this 1099. Like I made $100,000 on my NIL deal. They're like, where's your tax money? He's like, that money's gone. It's like, who was educating these kids and telling them that that's not just free money? You're going to get taxed. It's a job. It's a business. It's a.
I just saw on Twitter, whatever the hell it's called, Carson Beck in Georgia taking a picture in front of his new Lamborghini. The guy's, he's got two hot chicks around him, and he's uglier than shit, but he's got this Lamborghini. And he's a quarterback in Georgia. And look at this guy.
He used to take pictures in front of Bobby Beckers with hot chicks.
He's got his new Lamborghini. Hell, Avery Johnson has a new lavender.
The new lavender Lambo. I saw
Lamborghini.
Yeah.
It's like, what the hell? I thought lavender color's got to go. I'll tell you that.
So Derek Johnson, DJ came on our podcast earlier, and we were talking because there was a crazy recruiting video that came out there at UT, and it had his quarterbacks and had the Manning and still another big time receiver.
Archie Manning.
It had another big time receiver from Texas, and they were bringing in these like 3 or 4 of these 5-star recruits, and as they're bringing them in, there's 2 Lambos on each side parked, and it's like you're walking them in, and these kids are like, I want that burnt orange like Lamborghini, and I'm looking at myself like, all right, this is where we're at now.
It's like the movie Blue Chips. Remember that? It's like it's real. Like, I don't want to get that thing out of here. I want lavender Lamborghini. It's like the movie. It's crazy. I don't know how the hell it's. There's a lot going with the portal and the money and everything that's happening.
All the NIL money.
If you got a guy like rich, like let's say alumni, like had Jeff Bezos kind of money, you can just buy any fucking player around the globe and just stick him in. If the guy's committed to sports, that's the key.
I think it's so dangerous. Like you talk about the quarterback driving the lavender Lamborghini, right?
Yeah.
I mean, are you not just
in the middle of Manhattan, Kansas?
Are you not just a Target in the middle of Manhattan?
Yeah, it's just
every other kid down there in an F-250 or a pickup truck there from middle of Kansas, western Kansas. No disrespect to K-State is a great school. It is a fantastic school. But I mean, just what you see down there, you don't see lavender Lamborghinis rolling around Manhattan.
No, it's just
PJ talked about a lavender Lambo at all? See, there you go. He's driving a great Focus, which is what a normal college kid should be driving.
Exactly.
I don't think they've given this kid Tom this NIL money so early and watching these kids. I don't know if that's what we want to do. I'm hoping and I'm praying that we don't see anything go on with some of these Lamborghinis drinking or wrapping this thing around. I mean, you just don't want to see anything like that happen, and I just don't know if we need to be giving these kids $300,000 and $400,000 Lamborghinis to drive around campus when you're playing college football. I think there's going to be some type of cap. There's going to be some type of.
I hope so, because I don't want just every player goes to the highest bidder. That's not going to be fun. I mean, that's going to they'll just suck.
Right.
It's just who the world wants to see that? I mean. Somebody like Jeff Bezos or Bill Gates, like, hey, come here. No, nobody wants to see that shit.
And you know what? I really wish what they would do, what would be great for them to do is, to me, is I think they really should put a cap on it. But to me, if you're going to start handing out all this NIL money, I think it would be great to see them step in and go, you know what? Okay, you got your $4 million NIL deal. But here's the deal. We're going to give you $500,000 or $300,000 right now as an 18, 19, 20-year-old. But we're going to set this money aside, and you're going to get some of this at 25, some of this at 28, some at 30. I think that would be a great idea to do because it's going to help these kids and give them a little bit of financial, awareness of what they're doing. Because again, they can have that money and blow through it, and I just don't think it does them any good if that's what we're doing at that point.
I totally agree there. Yes.
Okay. Well, listen, we got to get into Missouri. Now, I'm just kidding. We got to get into Missouri football.
University of Mizzou.
They have a really solid football program, man. They have, I think Tim Hendricks told us they've got 6 10-win seasons.
Is that what he said?
Yeah, he said they got that.
Well,
3 or 4 Cotton Bowls and Cotton Bowl wins and all this. And
he's the number one Mizzou historian.
He is the number one Mizzou historian.
I'll give him that. He knows his numbers.
He does. Yeah. Timmy knows his numbers. Shout out to Tim Hendricks.
Good shorty Mission East Lancer.
Yes, he's a Lancer. Hendricks is a Lancer. And he loves his Tigers. So we're going to get into talk a little bit Missouri football.
By the way, he said he wants to come down. I talked to him a couple days ago.
Yeah.
He said he would love to come sit on Love Your Bro podcast sometime. He said.
Timmy's
and I said he'd be a good addition to the squad once in a while, down here. So I can see that happening sometime this fall.
You need to let Timmy know. He'll get his invite when he gets his invite. But right now we're talking about the Wolf.
We talked about that about 48 hours ago. So
you let him know right now. We just got the Wolf of Waldo on. We'll get to Timmy Hendricks.
It'd be good
after Missouri beats who they play. They play like Raytown South. Then they've got Ruskin.
Their cream puff schedule to start the season all at home. First 4 games, and then
first 4 games are at home.
Then they go first road game. Go to UMass. It's like UMass. Oh my God! They don't even have bleachers in the stadium. You just have fold-out chairs on the yard like grade school. Everybody sits on the grass on fold-out chairs.
I didn't know Missouri's first 4 at home. Listen, we're gonna come back after break. Talk about your favorite team, the Missouri Tigers, and some of your boys. So we're gonna get to Mizzou right after the break.
I can't wait, Jude. Thank you.
All right, Tommy. Back from break, we're going to talk, a little about Mizzou. We're going to get into Missouri's team and Brady Cook and what they got planned. But the one thing I want to know from you, though, we talked a little bit KU and K-State. I told you, my game I've got circled on the schedule is K-State.
Oh, definitely.
I think we're going to win plenty of games. But my deal is, if we don't beat K-State, to me, we don't deserve to go to any Big 12 championship or anything like that. We got to beat K-State in Manhattan. I'm going to be disappointed if they can't beat K-State this year. But is there a game, or is it K-State for you? Is there a game that's circled on your schedule that you're like, that one's circled for me? Or is it K-State?
That is the game, no doubt. And I still think with the new 12-team playoff, you're going to get a couple teams out of the Big 12. Right. I don't know how the whole schedule is going to work out, but I still think we're going to go 10-2, 11-1. And that you get 12 teams in this new 12-team playoff. Right. You're going to get the winner of the Big 12 with somebody else. Who knows? Maybe even a third team. You never know how this is. This is all brand new to everybody. So we'll see. I think it's but K-State definitely is the game. It's been since 2007. 17 fucking years. Let's win this fucking game. Enough is enough.
I know. That's where I'm at with the thing, man. I don't want to say we got close. We had third-string quarterback. We had this.
I agree.
Just go beat K-State in Manhattan this year, and then let's start talking about what we're going to do later in the playoff. Do you think MU gets in the 12-team playoff this year?
I don't, but they have an easy schedule. Their quarterback stepped up last year, Brady Cook. He did. He proved me wrong, but he had a hell of a year. I didn't see that happening.
Right.
He just had one. Hopefully, that's one of those like Mark Rippon years where everything just hit. Where like Mark Rippon with Redskins had one good year and everything sucked after that. He won the but who knows? But their schedule's easiest in the SEC.
Right.
Period. And I think they're gonna have a shot, but I don't see them making the SEC. I don't see that. That's all. That's what makes it even more exciting. Is 12 teams get in the big dance, and this is all brand new, and it's not 4 teams. You pretty much knew who that base would be, but now with 12 expansion to 12. you're opening a lot of doors to other teams that never had an opportunity. That's why I love the NCAA basketball tournament. Everybody has a shot. Right. Now you feel more like KU has a shot to get into the big party. They really do.
If they can go making that 12-team playoffs, I think that'd be such a huge jump this year. But you look at that thing, and like I said, I mean, it makes the whole college football playoffs it just makes it more fun.
Oh, totally.
Everybody loves the college football season. I mean, no matter what happens this year, I think K-State, KU, Mizzou, they'll all three be solid teams this year, which is going to make, again, the Kansas City scene, the bar scene on Saturdays. It's going to be it's jumping. College football's all the good football games. So I'm excited to see that. But I think Brady Cook, I think Missouri. The one thing I'll give to Coach Dorkwitz is
Dorkwitz. I love it. Yeah,
Listen, Tom, I'm Coach Dorkwitz. I apologize. I watch your post.
And Dorkwitz, he's a fucking dork. But yeah.
Hey, listen. Coach Drinkowitz, right? Coach Drinkowitz?
Yeah.
Coach Drinkowitz.
Yeah.
Coach, I know he does a hell of a job recruiting. He does a hell of a job recruiting Kansas. He does a hell of a job recruiting the Midwest. Missouri's put a lot of guys in the NFL, put a lot of guys in the league. Their program's solid. I just think, to me, and I get into it with Hendricks and some of the Mizzou guys, it's awesome. They've had these 6 years of 10-win seasons and stuff like that. But when it's all said and done, I don't see him winning an SEC championship. I don't see him beating Georgia and Alabama. And I think the thing that separates Georgia and Alabama from those other schools is the depth. Those guys all go 3 deep, where half their guys on the third team would start from Mizzou.
And with the addition of Oklahoma and Texas going in their conference, was the SEC. I don't want any part of that shit. The whole thing. I like the Big 12 way it's set up right now. I do. We got a shot.
But Missouri makes.
I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to deal with.
But Missouri makes fun of us. They say we got some cupcake league now. The Big 12's cupcake league.
Look at their cupcake schedule. They don't play anybody. It's just their ADs always buy their way out of non-conference game. Anything. They always buy their way out on the scheduling. They've been. Who knows? We play KU. KU goes up to Missouri next year. You never know. The AD might buy their way out of that game next year as a contract. Who knows? It's a year from now. Don't be surprised if they buy out of that contract.
So we start next year with the KU rivalry again. We go to Columbia. To Columbia next year, and then it comes back to Lawrence, right? And then
our new stadium.
It's a 4-year deal, right?
Yeah, well, it's going to be on every year. I think as long as Dorkwitz doesn't buy his way out of the contract. That's all. That's what matters. Though.
We keep calling him Coach Dorkwitz. He's never going to come on Love You Real podcast.
Looks like in the casting of Revenge of the Nerds. He does. Sorry. He's an idiot. He is.
Listen, MU's program is solid. Those guys are going to have a big year this year. It's college football is going to be a lot of fun this year, man. And like I said, I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward to the rest of seeing what the Chiefs do when they start off the season. Hopefully they're healthy. Watching what Bobby Witt's doing, I think we just kind of, in our little break, we kind of took a look, and the Royals were up 3-0 against the Angels.
That's right.
3-0 bottom 4. So they got to keep this string going because
people need to go out to the games. I'm telling you.
We're going.
Yeah.
Listen,
get out there.
My beautiful fiance got us tickets. We're going Royals Phillies Friday night. So you know me, my fat ass will be out there.
Get out of the house and go. I mean, it's almost September now, and it's playoff baseball. It's exciting. We got to experience it in 2014, 2015. Hell, I'm still paying credit cards on that shit, but that's another story. By going out every night and tickets and everything, but this team is just second in run differential. This team is just.
That's one of the biggest eye-opening things when you post on your social media.
Yes.
When you see that run differential and you see that we're number 2 behind the Yankees, number 2 in MLB, that's an important statistic
huge.
to look at.
It is.
Because it's big. But listen, man, I can't thank you enough for coming on tonight. Here's the deal, man.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, listen, I'm telling you right now, Jamie, I love my brother. I love my host. I love you, bro. But he's got a lot going on raising the girls and stuff. So I'm going to be asking you back to co-host.
Love to come back.
Awesome.
Appreciate you guys.
Awesome.
You have a fantastic staff here. Jessica, everybody. I Love you guys. Thanks for Thanks for the invitation.
Of course, man. Theo, thank you guys. Kyle, Devin, thank you guys. We couldn't do it without you guys. But Tom, man, I love you, brother.
All right,
and
brother.
Thank you, man. Thanks a lot for coming on. All right?
Let's do it again sometime, Jude.
We'll do it
Thank
soon.
you.
Thanks, Tommy.
All right, buddy.